It's time now for Upon Further Review, brought to you by Ogeechee Technical College, Education with Purpose, and by Dr. Lincoln Lippincott with the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro. And now, here they are, Josh Aubrey and Nate Hirsch.
And we're happy to welcome you into a brand new edition of Upon Further Review, along with Josh, part of the Statesboro Herald's online team, also known now as The Josh Aubrey.
The Josh Aubrey on Twitter.
That's right. That's his
you made
handle.
me do it, Nate.
I know. Hey, that's his handle. This is Nate. We're up top, VRA. Hirsch Real Estate Team, buying or selling real estate. Talk to the experts. They're downstairs at 408 South Zetterauer Avenue at ERA, Hirsch Real Estate Team. Well, we promised you we'd have a show right after the championship game in college football. We'll talk about that. And then the NFL pulled off what I thought may have been the worst press conference I've ever seen. I was not watching State of the Union. I should have been. But instead, I just saw breaking news on the bottom, so I flip over. And I don't know if you had a chance to watch the press conference Tuesday night.
I did not. I didn't watch either.
You were working.
I was working.
You were shooting our video.
Yes.
But I must say, for those that watched, the commissioner and
it doesn't surprise me, though.
The rest of the owners, but somehow you got to think this. Okay, how is number one?
This is the same guy, Deflategate. What do you want to say? The Ray
Lewis thing.
Ray Lewis. No, not Ray Lewis. The running back for Baltimore.
Right, Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Yes,
he's fumbled everything. But he's had a chance to touch.
This is never going to be a good one. Okay, when you're moving a franchise.
Yeah.
Okay. And
or franchises.
And you're possibly moving several franchises.
No.
The ironic thing was, earlier in the day, I'm watching, I'm reading, checking my emails and stuff and internet, and it shows the committee has recommended that the Chargers and the Raiders have their thing approved in Carson City. So I thought, okay, that's the deal, and obviously this Kroenke guy is going to get left out. Little do I realize, Jerry Jones is working behind the scenes with the heavy hitters, owners,
Jerry.
And they said, folks, this guy is going to come up with billions of dollars.
Not millions.
Yeah, right.
Billions.
Okay, and his proposal in Inglewood, I guess, is going to be the Disney World for the National Football League as far as stadium and everything else around
That's right.
it. So next thing you know, it's the Rams are going to Los Angeles, and the San Diego Chargers have an option for 1 year from January 15th to decide if they want to go in as a partner, go in as a tenant, and if they don't go, then the Oakland Raiders have an option also. It was bizarre.
And the Jaguars are staying in Jacksonville.
And also in England. But
yeah.
I have a feeling we'll see some Rams games in England probably also pop up.
I think so.
But the crazy thing was, Kroenke never usually does press conferences. He did most of the speaking. It was almost hilarious when Spanos, the owner of the Chargers, reads a brief statement, walks off.
Did you think you were watching Saturday Night Live?
It was almost that way. And then Mark Davis, who now owns the Oakland Raiders, Al Davis' son, I really don't have much to say because we don't know what we're doing right now. But he left. Okay. So
in the middle of the press conference.
But he just left that scene. You had
That's
several of the owners there.
Yeah.
And then the questions from the St. Louis media, and Kroenke is trying to tell people, he's named, his name is Enos, named after Enos Slaughter, Enos Staniel. Don't do that. don't do that. Okay, it's still all about the money. And but the way they tried to handle it, it was just so awkward with these St. Louis reporters hitting him. Well, even though you didn't want to talk to so and so, and he's trying to, well, I'm on a first name basis with the governor. Anyway, folks,
makes the old Georgia Southern press conferences look pretty tame, huh?
It's worth looking at to see how not to handle something. Meanwhile, what you don't see till later, Jerry Jones is holding his own press conference.
Of course he is.
Telling everybody how wonderful. Meanwhile, the NFL still dominates everything. And not only that, it's doing it year-round. They've done a great job.
I had a couple of great games this past weekend, even though one of them kind of looked a little bit like a sport that you're a little more familiar with, WWE.
I don't watch that anymore. But anyway, that's not to say that the Cincinnati Bengals will have no one to blame but themselves. For Blair Walsh, he'll be remembered as the guy who missed.
Yeah.
And Jerick McKinnon actually played well when
He'll be known as the guy who missed, and then there was the perfect hit, the perfect storm.
Yes. Thank you. And then Pac-Man, or Adam.
Adam became Pac-Man again. And Joey Porter
what was he
pulled
doing
it out
on the field? I mean, there were some bizarre things. You don't ever see that.
Joey Porter in the middle of 6 Cincinnati Bengals, just kind of standing there, just chilling.
Just chilling, that's
and
exactly
then
right.
Pac-Man.
Earlier in the game, Mike Munchak, right on the field, actually grabs that hair, the dreads.
Grabbed the dreads.
Get a penalty for that.
Yeah.
So it sets up, we eliminated 4 teams. The Seahawks, they were so lucky that they're still playing. Green Bay.
Pittsburgh's pretty lucky, but then again, they're not so lucky because
they got a lot of
couple of players are hurt.
Let's see how that all plays out. But again, and Cincinnati doesn't fumble.
Yeah.
If Adrian Peterson doesn't fumble in their game, there's a lot of ifs and buts. And anyway, we're down to obviously the 4 games that'll be coming up, and we'll see how it all plays out. Again, the road teams. What did I say going into last week? The road teams were all slight.
They were favorites,
and they all won. One of those
Some of them didn't cover though.
No,
and that's what we care about on the show.
That's right. What is your term? Backdoor cover?
There was a nice Cincinnati backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover, and I guess we're going to talk about the national championship in college football.
I guess we will. Speaking of backdoor covers.
We'll do that. I'll tell you what, we'll take a break here. Quick reminder, when you need legal advice in the Statesboro, Bullitt County area, you know the man to call. That is Lovett Bennett Jr., attorney at law of PC, Lovett's office located in downtown Statesboro. We'll come back. We're going to talk about the Alabama-Clemson game. We've got some high school highlights coming up from basketball, Georgia Southern highlights. We'll preview their games upcoming. That and more in a moment on Upon Further Review.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $6,000 off new Camrys or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Dr. Sergio Dalsenia of Family Internal Medicine reminds you that Kathy Shriver, who specializes in diabetes education and consultations, is now exclusive to Family Internal Medicine. Call for an appointment. Their office located in the Cotton Ridge Plaza on Fair Road.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $5,000 off the new Prius or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Well, Josh, when we talked about the championship game, I somehow felt Clemson would keep it close. And really, Deshaun Watson was the best player on the field.
Without a doubt.
Okay. And he did something that I don't think we've seen happen to the Alabama defense. And when I heard Nick Saban earlier today on several radio shows, he admitted his defense was wore out in the second quarter.
Well, he made him look a little slow, which who would have thought that? I mean, after seeing Alabama's defense the past few weeks, months, or whatever, I got to be honest, I thought it would be a lower scoring game, and I thought Alabama would win by 10 to 14 points.
Yeah, I think everybody thought lower scoring.
45 to 40. I mean, and just the way it started, bang, bang, bang. You know, it was punch, counter punch, and then it looked like Alabama pulled away, and then back comes Clemson again. Very exciting game. The onside kick definitely was the turning point in the game, and you just don't see those kind of onside kicks. That shows you the level of in-depth coaching that goes into a team like Alabama with Nick Saban.
I don't know that I've ever seen a better onside kick pulled off where not only did it take the right bounce, the right height, but there was nobody there. Nobody there. They'd found the spot.
Yep.
That's what they had noticed from watching it from the kickoff to start the
And
game.
usually the ironic thing about it is that Dabo Swinney and them are known for doing their little
That's
trick
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Saban's a little bit more, by the books, and then boom, they go and pull that off, and it just looked like Clemson for a little while kind of let their guard down after that. Then they regained it and got back in the game.
But he felt like, and I heard him say, that he thought momentum was with Clemson. His defense, he knew, was tired.
They were back there. They kept going back on the field.
And then, as you always like to say, somebody that was on a milk carton, everybody at lunch thought that was funny.
Talking about OJ?
Use that. Talking about Howard, yes, OJ, right?
OJ was not on
He hadn't caught a touchdown
0 touchdowns.
in 2 years, though. I didn't realize.
2 years.
Where was he last year? So some of these Alabama guys, just make an appearance.
Well, they said they were going to, make an effort to try to slow Henry down, and then they were going to receiver-wise, going to try
Ridley
to
is the other guy,
take Ridley
yeah.
out. Well, somebody's going to pick up the slack. It's kind of like with the Patriots. There's a lot of people that relate Belichick to Saban.
They were together.
And when you try to take away this or that, there's going to be somebody that steps up.
Well, in this game, of
there
course,
we go.
and Clemson had 2 major assignment misses on defense, as we saw, and they took advantage of it with not only, but he had 2 touchdown receptions, and then he had a long run.
A long run on top of it.
And the kickoff return for the touchdown. So you think of how Alabama
and the
scored.
onside kick.
I'm saying how Alabama got their points in the game. It turned out to be, though, a terrific game to watch. Again, it lasts past midnight for those young.
Yeah, unfortunately, my wife and my daughter both had to go to bed, well before it was over.
Most sane people did.
Yeah, so that is unfortunate.
I know. You and I were up.
Of course.
Hanging in there with it. But it was a great game. I think the point, and I've heard Nick Saban make that now, he is concerned that now the bowl games, which have always been exhibitions, become even less relevant.
Of course they do. Why does that concern him?
Well, because he thinks
they're always going to make money.
Well, but some of the bowl games now, the attendance is down. I mean, everybody now.
People are watching them. I don't think they're going to watch them any less.
Well, I think
because really, before there was only really 1 game. Now at least there's 3 games that are very important.
As far as those, but I'm talking about the other 37 bowl games that were played. And
well, they keep adding them, so apparently the sponsors don't feel like people aren't watching.
We were excited because Georgia Southern got to go to their bowl game, and I did see in the NCAA final tally that most points scored in the bowl games, 58 by Georgia Southern, of all the bowl games that were played. And
by one team, I guess.
Yes, the one team, yes. Yeah. They did the most. Also, I guess I don't want to forget, because enough people said to me, you didn't talk about it last week. Okay.
What did you not talk about?
North Dakota State played Saturday. Well, they played, and then Jacksonville State sort of was there again.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
The domination is
5 in a row, and they.
It's Mount Union-ish.
And the thing is set to stay in Frisco now to 2020. And
I hate when they play it. I'm sorry. It gets lost.
It is lost. It is lost. Now that's part of the problem when you put that extra week in there for games, unless you end the season earlier, which Division III does and Division II.
I think they should do it in FCS.
You almost wonder now, this thing is so lost. Would it be better to be played as one of the first bowl games?
That's right. I think that when it was like that in the past, there were more viewers. I think there were. More people are going to watch a game because they're just hungry for college football.
Yeah. I mentioned their quarterback, and of course Wentz came back in the game. I forgot he'd been out.
Yeah, well, he didn't start, did he?
Yeah, well, he did start. He played. He started. Yeah, I'm saying, and he's now one of the top prospects, obviously, to get drafted high in the NFL. So, and another comment, by the way, that you made about the shirts for Clemson being given to foreign countries,
That's what they do.
I know, but I want to remind people quickly from the university store, they still have some of the GoDaddy Bowl championship shirts, and they're available.
They're not going to third world countries.
No, they are staying right here.
You can wear them to the third world
countries. For Eagle fans. All right, got a lot more coming up next on Upon Further Review.
Do you ever wonder what that 15% savings cost you in service?
What's the name on the account?
My name is Mary. M-A-R-Y.
Who is this?
Mary.
Oh,
My
okay.
name is Mary.
Right.
Are you even listening to me?
Sure.
At Glenn Davis Insurance, we get to know you as a person. To us, you're not just another number. Together with Auto Owners Insurance, we can develop an insurance plan tailored to your specific needs. Glenn Davis & Associates. Call or come by today.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. And it's time now for our high school segment. It's presented, as always, by Ogeechee Technical College. We'll look at high school basketball from earlier in the week after we take a look at this from OTC.
I'm Brian Reliza.
My name is Michaela Graham.
And I'm an echocardiography graduate.
I'm studying to be a veterinary technician.
And I am OTC.
And I am OTC.
We believe every path is different and every student is unique. Whether you're interested in dual enrollment, an associate degree, or earning credit toward a higher degree, a diploma, or certificate, Ogeechee Tech can help you build a strong foundation for your future. Visit ogeecheetech.edu to find out how you can go anywhere from here.
Well, Josh, we had a couple of teams at home earlier in the week. Got some of that action for us.
That's right. We had Southeast Bullock. Hadn't had a chance to see them yet because they haven't had a lot of home games. They've got a lot coming up. And then we also went out to Portal for Savannah Country Day. Let's see some of the highlights. High school hoops from Tuesday night saw the Southeast Bullock Yellow Jackets hosting Savannah High in a region matchup. In the girls' game, the Yellow Jackets going inside to Sarah Howard for the hoop and the foul. The Blue Jackets answer right back. The three-pointer by Leah Dawsell. The Yellow Jackets right back on the other end, though. Rashonda Johnson drives and gets this one to fall off the glass. More from Johnson this time. The nice spin move, and she goes high off the glass in traffic. Later off the loose ball, Kristen Turner wide open, and she buries the jumper. But Savannah High able to pull away, going inside to Natari Cheney. The Blue Jackets win 47-25. To the boys' game we go, and the Yellow Jackets knocked off Savannah High earlier this season. Could they do it again? Early on, Caleb Carter inside for two. Later, it's Markel Mingle burying the three-pointer. More from Southeast, John Trell Wells, the nice look to Aaron Houston for the easy two. Later, Houston off the mark, but Joseph Anderson there for the putback. The Yellow Jackets up by three. Later with the score tied, Deshaun Taylor on the run gets this one off the glass. Things continuing to look good as Carter gets the feed inside for two more. Later off the steal, Houston spots Carter. Another steal and another assist for Houston as he finds a cutting Jontrell Wells for the hoop and the foul. But Savannah High pulls away in the second half, and they take this one easily by a final of 62-46. A region matchup in Portal. It's the Panthers hosting Savannah Country Day. The ladies knew they'd be in for an uphill battle, and the Hornets, Landry rushing red hot from the start. A pair of three-pointers, and she'd finish with a game-high 23 points. The Panthers try and battle back. Brianna Raymond for three. More from Raymond as the defender walks away and pays the price as Brianna hits another three. Next, a nice drive here by Uniqua Mosley for the layup, but in the long run, Savannah Country Day just way too strong, rushing with another, and they'd go on to win 61-19. Far different story on the boys' side of things. Portal looking for a spark, and Darius Huff provides it early on, burying the long three. Later, it's Malik Williams blowing past the Hornet defense for the layup. He'd have 11 points. The Hornets try and hang around. Brandon Hodges with the bucket, but Portal just way too much. Huff driving in for the layup here. Next, Ronald Williams in traffic coming up with the bucket. More from Huff as he plays pickpocket here, goes in for the layup. He finished with 26 points, and finally it's Huff, another steal, and he goes coast to coast as Portal cruises to the win, 76-44. Among the other games, the BA girls with a big victory on the road. Coming up next, we have Savannah High School at Southeast Bullock. That was already played.
So we got
Pinewood at Bullock Academy.
Yes, let's get to Friday.
That was Friday.
Yeah.
We also have Appleton County coming to Southeast Bullock. Statesboro's at Brunswick. Portal's at Savannah Christian. Then on Saturday, we have Camden County coming to Statesboro. Big game there. They've only lost one game all year. ECI will be at Portal, Claxton at Southeast, and BA on the road at Augusta Christian.
All right, back to look at some Georgia Southern basketball highlights in just a moment. Tired of being tired? Do you start and end the day completely worn out? You may have obstructive sleep apnea. Dr. Lippincott at the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro can give you an evaluation and explain the new non-invasive procedure that has helped so many in our area. Call for an appointment or be on the lookout for one of our free seminars. The Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro, part of Statesboro ENT, 120 South Zetterauer Avenue.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
All right, the Georgia Southern basketball team's busy over the weekend.
That's right. Had another doubleheader with Troy. Extra time in the Georgia Southern men's game. Let's get out and see some highlights. Georgia Southern in the first of two at Hanner Fieldhouse Saturday, hosting Troy. In the women's matchup, first half, Sierra Butler ahead for 2 of her 13. Next, back inside we go, and this time it's Patrice Butler, 2 of her 13 points. The Butler game continues as Sierra puts in 2 more. Later, off the miss, it's Angel McGowan with the rebound and putback and the foul. We're tied up here. Next, off the loose ball, Trell English-Lurie ahead of the pack. Eagles take a 2-point lead, but the Trojans answer from downtown. Kelly Beverly, 3 of her 23. The Eagles try and respond. English-Lurie with a 3 herself. Next, it's McGowan, 3 of her team-high 23 points. But Troy proving to be too much. Beverly hits another 3, and they win 81-66. To the guys' game we go. Georgia Southern still searching for conference win number 1. The pace fast and furious throughout. Mike Hughes for 3. Next, the Eagles go inside, and nice post moves here by Coy Simmons. He'd have 10 points in the game, 1 of 5 Eagles in double figures. Troy cuts it to 1. Sean Hopkins for 3. The Eagles quickly answering. Tukey Brown, 2 of his 19 in the game. Next, Devontae Boykins gets free inside for 2. Eagles by 5. Troy responds. Inside they go to B.J. Miller, 2 of his 17 points. Up by 4. Boykins on the break for 2 more. Eagles take a 6-point lead. Ike Smith then penetrates and finds Simmons for another jump hook shot. Georgia Southern with an 8-point lead. Smith then driving, stopping, and scoring 2 of his 16 in the game. Back come the Trojans. Jordan Varnado backing in for the jump hook. A big night for Mike Hughes. Here driving in traffic for 2 of his game-high 22. And finally, Hughes from downtown. This one eventually going to overtime where the Eagles come out on top 93-88. Well, up next for the Eagles, another doubleheader Thursday night. They take on Lafayette.
All right, we'll come back and preview the weekend for the Eagle basketball teams when we come back on Upon Further Review.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $6,000 off new Camrys or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
We know how important your family is to you, which is why family medicine is so important to us. At TRICARE Family Medicine, we'll see that your family is in the best possible health. We offer a fun and friendly environment and are now accepting new pediatric and adult patients. Come experience the difference today. Let our family take care of your family at TRICARE Family Medicine, the official family practice of Georgia Southern Athletics.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $5,000 off the new Prius or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
All right, coming up for Georgia Southern. By the way, if you go to the games Thursday night, you'll see with Lafayette, one of the premier players in the league is John Long. He just set the record for rebounding totals history in the Sun Belt, and he's going to be the first big guy we've seen.
Well, they've got, Lafayette's got a couple guys in the pros right now.
Yeah.
Eldrick, what's the point guard for the Magic, played there, and so Lafayette. Now they're not exactly on fire.
They've
right
lost
now.
some close games, so they come in. It's 5-7. 30 on Thursday with a meet Coach Summers.
Meet Coach Summers, and then they're going to salute the GoDaddy at halftime.
Right, that's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we got the Blue Out. I'm trying to remember all these things. Blue Out Thursday, Saturday, 2:30 in the afternoon for the women's game against Monroe. Guys at 5. They're going to have a Frank Kearns salute, bring back players from the past. It's a basketball reunion, and they'll bring the football team out at halftime of the men's game and parade around the GoDaddy Bowl.
Hopefully
trophy.
they won't drop that. Remember Paul Johnson did that one halftime?
He did.
The national championship.
Speaking of things very briefly, national championship trophy, I don't think they get, the base was left sitting there. Did you know that they gave out the thing? Everybody said, what is that they're parading around? All right, we'll have a lot more when we see you next time on Upon Further Review.
Join us again next time for Upon Further Review, brought to you in part by Ogeechee Technical College, Education with Purpose, and by Dr. Lincoln Lippincott with the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro.